Today we have Coach Pennington talking about this past weekend's performances. Who were the ones that really stood out this past weekend?
Deshawn Gordon had a great meet. She was put into the field pretty late. So with her being put in pretty late, they just kind of had to fit her into whatever spot was open. And it just happened to be it wasn't in the fast heat. So she went out there and she ran 13:39, which puts her as one of the top times right now in the country. And she did that with no one else really around her. So I was pretty impressed with that. The girl out of the first heat ran 13:0 last year, and she went 13:50 that week. So I was pretty impressed that Deshawn could actually run faster than that girl did, and that girl was actually at the national championships last year. Shaylin Jones had a great meet. She opened up with 23:5. With the conditions that we had, I was very impressed. She's way ahead of everyone else in our conference. Natasia Jackson, I was expecting a little bit better, but it's just because I have real high expectations. Otherwise, I think she did a great job. And then they turned around on the 4x4 with no warm-up, and they beat some competitive teams like TCU and Eastern Michigan that came down that are great 4x4 teams. They went out there in the rain and ran a great time. On the men's side, very happy with Michael Magruder with what he did. The conditions weren't very great. The guy that won it with 10:38 actually has ran 10:0 multiple times. So it just kind of shows you what kind of weather and what we were dealing with. And for the 4x1, I was very impressed. I think we can go much faster than what we ran, but to open up the season with a 39.5, which is top 3 time in the country right now, I'm extremely proud of those guys. And Texas relays will speed up a little bit. We're on a different relay, but we'll just have some fun with it right now and try to get it right before we actually get to the conference and regional championships.
And since the list won't come out for the Texas relays, won't come out until tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Who do you think will be there, and hopefully, what's your preparation for next week?
Sprint wise, I look at 4x1 on the men's side that was there. Kiev Harry will actually run on the 4x1 in the prelims, and Desmond Maps will actually run on it if we make the finals. So and Trey Carr, you can only enter 2 into the 100 per team. So unless you have automatic times, unless your guys have went under 10:30, you can only enter 2. However, our guys have went, so we get 2 more to enter. So we enter Desmond Maps and Michael Magruder, or vice versa, because all 4 of those guys have ran under 10:30. So that puts some of the other guys are going to be competing in some other events. Trey Flaggart on the hurdles, and then the women's side, we'll have a pretty good group: 4x1, 4x4. Tamara Stahl in the 400 hurdles, Deshawn Gordon in the 400 hurdles, Bernicia Payton in the 100 hurdles, Deshawn Gordon in the 100 hurdles, Jasmine Frazier in the 100 hurdles. So we have a big group of girls on the sprint side that will be actually going. We'll run a sprint medley and to put Jessica Coleman on the 800 meter leg. So we'll have a big group of girls.
And since we have a pretty big group, what are your expectations? How do you think we'll do well next? How do you think we'll do next week?
Early on in the week, the weather's still kind of showing that it's going to be pretty rough out there next week, but we'll deal with the same conditions as everyone else. As long as we go out there and compete and make finals, then I know we're competing at a high level. Whether it's times are way up there nationally or not, it just that all depends on really the kind of conditions we get and how we go out there and perform. But either way, I'll be pretty confident that our team's going to step out there and have a pretty good meet.
Thank you very much, Coach Pennington.